Hey, this will be a video chart on EVRM, Ever Media Group Incorporated. The last time I did this, the chart looked like that, and I want to do this chart two different reasons. The first, because it went through a very nice consolidation period, and I'll explain what I mean by that. And then the second is simply just because looking at today's volume, you can see that it was the biggest in at least 2 months here. We had some big volume back in early October, but today's was very clearly above average and way more than we've had, like I said, in the past, about 10 weeks or so. So first, let's just go over the consolidation that I've talked about. The last time I did it, like I said, the video looked like this. It did a good job of hovering right around this orange line, which is the 200-day simple moving average. And then on this candle day, it separated nicely. And then what we had happen was a pullback, but this is, a classic example of a healthy pullback. Each time it pulled back, it found support right around the 200-day simple moving average. It never put in any lower lows than what we had right at this point. So very healthy from that standpoint. Let some profit takers get out. I'm sure there were some people that were bottom fishing down here when it made a pop. They decided to take profits. But the point being, put in a higher low here. And then today we got to this point where we had the big volume. So I just want to get it updated in terms of kind of where we're looking to go from here. Clearly, if you understand candlesticks, you know that there were some sellers that came in and pushed it back down. But nonetheless, at one point, you had a big solid green candle right here. Couldn't quite close up there, but the volume was key here, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come for the chart. So what I first want to point out here is just kind of something simple, but all big moves have to have simple beginnings. But we had this low here, and then we had these lows here. Very clearly, these lows were higher than these ones. So now we have this little uptrend here going. And like I said, nothing minor, but everything's got to start somewhere. So this is the first thing to note is we're finally putting in higher lows. If you look in the past, you can see that every time it's made a move upwards, or when I say the past, since this move back down here, every time it's made a move upwards, it's always broken down and made a new low. This is the first time where it's pulled back and not put in a lower low. So, overall, off to a nice little short-term uptrend here, and hopefully this can hold. So I'll make that green to represent the uptrend that we have slowly started to put in here. Now, the other question is really, can we get through this kind of pain in the butt level here that we have right at, actually I'll extend this out so you can see kind of the whole history of this level here. But going back to, let's see, early September 2nd, 3rd, we have this low where you can see a bunch of times the price level is hovered right at this level. And this level being right at about 0.0255. So what I'm going to do is make this thick so it will stick out a little bit more. But you can see that if we go through the price history, here we had a bunch of lows right around this area. So this is where it was support. Once again, the price came down here, and look at that, about 2 weeks straight held as support. When the price did fall below it, it became resistance, and you can see the price could never quite separate from it. So it was reacting as resistance here, and then we fell down, bounced up once again, got knocked down by it. And then today, yes, we did get above it, but we care about the closes and couldn't close above it. So today, once again, this 0.0255 area acted as resistance. I think this is really kind of the make it or break it level, meaning if we can make it above it and put some closes, I think the price can really make another nice move upwards. But if we can't separate from it, I think we're going to be headed back below this level here. But from the way the chart's been acting the past week and a half, it's looking like it's getting ready to put in a pretty decent fight here and to try to break through this 0.0255 level. So the past 3 months or so, this level's very clearly been tough to get through, but with our higher lows that we've been putting in here, and then our big volume that we had today, it's looking like maybe not this week since it's a short week, but possibly next week or that first week in January, the price might be able to make a big push and hopefully get through this level. And once again, we got to do more than get through it. Got to get some closes above it, because yeah, we got through it today, but you can see we weren't able to get back, or we weren't able to stay above it. But overall, the chart is starting to take shape now. We uh, slowly but surely making progress, and like I said, all big moves have to start small somewhere and then develop into something big. But definitely off to a good start here, so it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the week has to bring, and then pretty much the rest of the month, I should probably say, since it's probably going to slow down here a little bit. If you do have any other questions on the chart, though, please send me a message. I'd also encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook, which has been getting very good reviews. And with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things, from penny stocks up to big boards. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. And best part is it's all free, so it's worth signing up and trying out, as you got nothing to lose. So one more time, this was EVRM. Slowly but surely making some good progress here, but let's see if it can get through this resistance level. Thanks for listening.